How's it going, everybody? Welcome to OP Entertainment. I'm Omar Darwish.
And I'm Pratik Cherian.
And this is our review of the long-awaited Megalopolis, Pratik. 30 years in the making, according to some people.
Maybe longer, who knows?
Yeah. We can go full spoilers, we can go non-spoilers. Doesn't really matter. This movie's an incoherent mess. Sorry. I was really looking forward to this, probably more than anyone you know, right?
Yes, absolutely more than anyone. It's Francis Ford Coppola's life work passion project, and I'll say to the movie's credit, you can definitely feel that he had lots of ideas and lots of different iterations of the movie in mind. And somehow it feels like he managed to put all of that into one movie.
And it didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense because it's awful.
Because even if you want to say, I kind of feel like we just watched an assembly cut of the movie. It didn't even feel like that was... he filmed everything possible, did all the effects on it, and then was all right, I'm not going to edit anything.
Yeah, all right. That's a wrap.
But that would be generous, because the dialogue in this movie is I don't want to swear. It's atrocious. It's so bad. And everyone...
And you notice it right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
And everyone in this movie, you could watch this as a comedy if everyone wasn't taking it so damn seriously. Everyone is taking it so... Other than maybe Shia LaBeouf, who is great. He's great in this. Because I feel like he knows what movie he's in, and nobody else knows. Everyone else thinks, we're making a Francis Ford Coppola Oscar-winning movie, and that's not... No, you're in a comedy. This is a comedy.
I guess. I don't know.
That's the only way to watch this movie.
It's so hard to talk about this movie because I don't even know if this movie knows what kind of movie it's trying to be.
No.
It's trying to do so many different things, and there's so many times where there's a plot point that you're just okay, this is maybe this is the thing that's going to carry us through the movie. And they're just no, we're just going to resolve it in the laziest off-screen way possible. Oh, okay, maybe it's this thing is going to be it. It's oh no, we're actually just never going to resolve that or talk about it ever again. It gets brought up and it's just gone.
Well, it's because everything that any character says, by the time first of all, nobody has a two lines of dialogue and then that's it and it's the next one. Everyone has a monologue of something that by the time they get midway through their monologue, it has nothing to do with what they were saying in the beginning, and the end of their monologue they're talking about something completely different than was in the middle, and then the next person is just talking about something that has nothing to do with it. I'm so mad, Pratik. This movie made me so upset.
The thing is, the movie also kind of tells you about that right from the very beginning. Adam Driver's first real dialogue.
Yeah, did it not feel like we just were thrown in the sixth episode into a movie, a series?
I was trying so hard to figure out wait, what are they doing here?
Where are we? What's happening?
And then he comes out and he just starts to be or not to be, and I'm oh, okay, he's quoting Shakespeare and someone is going to acknowledge it. Nope, he's just going. We're just this is just the speech. I'm does Shakespeare exist in this world? Is this original? Why is he saying any of this at all?
Yeah. A million questions. You just asked a few of them, but I think you can't even think about those. But what are you supposed to be thinking about? I really want to talk to Coppola just to be what were you thinking?
So yeah, I mean, probably I guess the point of the movie that makes the most sense is when he's trying to do this parallel of the
this allegory of Rome and
end of Rome and America as we stand now, but it's an America that skipped over, it's an America if we went straight from the 1990s to,
You're right, but, music videos from the early 2000s did this better. I can't think of it, but that's what I felt I was watching.
There was one scene specifically when Caesar, who's Adam Driver's character, is taking... Julia through his idea of Megalopolis for the first time, and I swear it was just a 2000s music video. The lighting was the same.
Yeah.
The super washed out faces and camera angles. I'm just what? Yeah, I don't know.
It's just I don't know. I can't think. I can't help but think that this was influenced by comic book movies somehow. Does it not kind of feel like it? Or this is what Coppola thinks a comic book movie is, or what an event movie is nowadays. And he's I gotta throw CGI at the screen and what did you think of the CG? Let's talk about that.
I mean, it's not the worst CGI I've seen.
It wasn't the worst, but it definitely is very bad. It's shoddy. It's hit or miss for sure.
It's when characters are acting on a green screen, you instantly see them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's... All right, Can you say one nice thing about the movie?
I like the score sometimes. Shia LaBeouf was funny.
Okay.
It looked okay sometimes. There's some visual stuff there that's okay, but nothing that I would even say is like visually beautiful. There's stuff that like I think they think looks visually beautiful, but it's just kind of a mess on screen.
There's like a handful of shots that I thought were like, oh, like this is actually a really well crafted shot, but it's just like a handful of frames, and then we're back into mess.
The color palette of the movie
color palette,
is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that.
That being said, this movie's what, 3 hours?
Sure. You could have told me 6.
Yeah, it could have been 3 minutes, and I would have had enough.
I don't think I've checked my watch so much in a movie.
Yeah, I literally was like every 30 minutes, like, okay, got it.
And yet, okay, as much of a mess as this is, it's still fascinating in the way that like bad movies are like, I feel like a lot of the times when we watch like a bad movie, it's one of those things where we're like, oh, there's like the bones of a good idea here, and then they just didn't have the skill or weren't able to execute it. In this one, I'm like, oh, there's like the bones of like 4 good movies in here. You're just trying to, you're trying to do you're like, it's just the bones. Like, you forgot all the other things that make up a movie. It's not coherent, but there's ideas here. And so like, I could very easily, for as much as I hate this movie, as much as I did not enjoy my movie watching experience, let's say that, because I don't even know if I like feel hate towards the movie itself. It's just not good.
I'm getting there.
But I can fully understand why someone watches this movie and like grabs onto 1 or 2 of the ideas that are in there and runs with it, and is just like, man, this movie like, oh wow, like this movie really spoke to me. I can see that happening.
If you saw like a clip from it, I suppose. I just feel like it always just like gets dumb before it finishes its point, I guess.
There are a lot of moments where I feel like we're getting hit over the head. Like there's one scene in particular where we're driving through like this slum area. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. And there's crime happening and like cops, and then the next frame is a CGI like statue of justice.
Yeah.
And it's like falling apart, and it's like, all right, fine, I get it. I got the analogy. And then the very next thing we get is a character going, injustice is everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It feels like slam poetry. That feels like bad to say about slam poetry. I can't enjoy this movie, really. I can't, and I don't think I can be friends with you if you like this movie. That's where I'm at. I know film's subjective, objective, whatever. No.
Yeah, I don't know how someone like likes the movie start to finish. It's
so long and there's so much in there, but I still feel like there was so much missing that needed that was necessary for the movie to like feel like it was
any
doing
kind
anything.
of coherent script timeline.
Yeah.
I guess some of the visuals when he's like tripping out are kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, and some of them are just Adam Driver just dancing with blue light and red light on him, and it's just very dumb. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'll say this: Adam Driver swung for the fences.
I think everybody tried.
Everyone tried.
There's nobody that's phoning it in.
Yeah, like none of my problems with the movie are with the acting.
Some of the actors, and I don't want to sound ageist, some of the actors seem too old to be on set doing things. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's some actors that's like, was that a part of the script, or is he just kind of saying stuff? And man,
But again, the script is so bad, I just kind of assume
the
it's
script is terrible. This might be the worst script that I've like seen through a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine actors being like, I have to say this? Like, okay, got it. Like, this must have taken so long to film just because of that. Like, how do you... Like, props to Adam Driver for even saying half of this stuff with, like, a straight face.
I can't believe the way he just, like, sold the dialogue. He just went for it.
It made me not like him, though. Like, because I'm like, how could you even do this? Like, this... It's Coppola. I guess, like, everybody, like, would sell
and there's...
for Coppola, but, like...
There's so many actors that I like in this, and I'm just like, did you not, like, read it? Did you think this was going to work?
I mean, you hear it's Coppola's passion project. He's funding it. He wants you in the movie. Like, I get it.
I guess, but
again,
you got to really commit to the bit, and
it makes me feel like these actors don't really know what's happening when they're on set, and they figure it's all going to be solved in the edit bay.
Yeah.
Because, jeez, and a lot of stuff got filmed here, and they couldn't salvage anything to make like any kind of movie. Like, I don't know, like. Do you see yourself ever watching this again?
Oh, heck no.
Could you recommend this to anybody?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You have to be like...
I really want to meet somebody that liked it so I can talk to them and like figure out why.
But you see a world where you find a couple people that like it.
I could see a world where a couple people like a couple things about a couple things in the movie.
Yeah.
But not this whole entire movie. No way.
Yeah. No, this thing's a mess. You want to score it?
I don't. Have we ever given a 0 to anything? I think Halloween Ends or Halloween Kills might have gotten a 0. I think this is the worst movie that I've had the pleasure of reviewing. 0. It was terrible. It was an incoherent mess, and what a disappointment from one of the founding fathers of cinema with Coppola. So yeah, 0, and I was really looking forward to it. So that's a bummer.
When I was watching it, I was about halfway into the movie, I think.
I feel dizzy after watching it.
But I was halfway into it, and I was seriously going, "Is this worse than Madam Web?" Because Madam Web's the worst movie I've seen so far. And by the time we got to the end, I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's worse than Madam Web."
Like I haven't seen it.
If you gave me Madam Web and Megalopolis next to each other, I think. Actually, I don't even know if I could say that.
You know, I might watch Madam Web tonight just because it's the best shot Madam Web will have at being good in my mind.
That one's so bad as well. It's so bad, but this might be worse. Yikes. Like this is smarter. There's more things. If I could watch like just parts of this and then shut my brain, I don't know. Anyway, it's a 1. All of that to say, it's a 1.
Is it smarter? Because I did question.
No,
am I dumb?
It's
like, am
smarter
I just not getting this?
It's smarter than Madam Web. I'm not saying it's smart.
Okay,
I'm just saying it's smarter than Madam Web.
So what'd you give it?
I'm giving it a 1.
You're giving it a 1? Okay.
I'm giving it a 1.
Just because a 1 solely because it's smarter than Madam Web. Gotcha. All right, guys, we'll get out and get your tickets before it sells out.
Put that on the poster. Yeah. Smarter than Madam Web.
Yikes.
All right. Yeah, take us out. What do we have to look forward to next week?
The people out there really like Joker. Joker 2 is coming out next week. I didn't like the first Joker. You didn't like the first Joker. One. So this will be a great little 1-2 punch for us.
If you don't see a Joker 2 review from us, it means we've retired.
Just assume that we can't do it. Megalopolis and Joker 2 knocked us out from doing this. But
assuming that's not the case,
yeah, if we're still reviewing, see you guys next week.